Zorbu is a slot 12 swap with Archon, and he could have been a DPS option, but unfortunately his main group buffing ability doesn't affect himself, so he's kind of like this awkward, I help others more than I help myself situation. So generally he's just used to buff high dex characters like Ishii or Birdsong more popularly, and I think that's really about it. Maybe a Hitch. I don't know. That's kind of... He's not terribly good. But much like Minsk, he also has the favored enemy option. And his favored enemies do not overlap at all with Minsk. So if you don't have an option with Minsk, then you swap to Zorbu if you really need that extra damage from either of those two guys. Now, looking at his basic attack, it's kind of okay for clearing stuff because it does fire, it pierces all enemies. So you can position him somewhere on here so that you can put him like down here, and if an enemy's here, he'll like follow the mouse and it'll hit like some stuff over here if you're trying to hit that. But that's really niche, if I do say so myself. So generally, people just use him for the favored enemy and Hunter's Pack, if they can. His kit is self-damage, all damage, favored enemy buff, Hunter's Pack buff, and then alt. Pretty standard I buff other people type of things. Yeah, his Hunter's Pack is kind of restrictive, but it doesn't have to be if you pick other champions around it. So he requires he needs to be adjacent to the main person that you're trying to buff. So if I'm trying to buff Ishii, he has to be here. If you look at this situation, right? I have too many, like I want the Ishii gold, fine, so I have all this stuff here. But Zorbu is not adjacent to Birdsong, so I'd have to like swap them and then have Deacon be the affect everyone stuff, but like, you see what I mean? Where like it affects a lot of things. But look at that, hey, my damage went up by a bunch, so that's cool. What did I pick for him anyway? Shouldn't that have been better? Yeah, increases the effect of, wow, all right, so hey, he does things and stuff. Oh, it's because I have very low doom stacks, that's why. All right, ignore that part. So he does buff a fairly high amount, E04. That puts him pretty good into like the B plus, A minus range. And yeah, his upgrade's pretty straightforward. It's damage and Hunter's Pack, and if you want to use him as a DPS dealer, great. He has some damage things that I don't really care about because you won't use him as a DPS dealer. I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just being real. Yeah, that's Zorbu. Use him with your dex-based champions. If you don't have him, then he's pretty much useless. Well, okay, useless is harsh. Not as good as others. That's more fair.